Hello, everyone, and welcome to my yoga sanctuary. This is Margaret Dillon, offering a slow, nurturing yoga practice with a focus on going back to the basics, perhaps thinking of that philosophy in yoga of being kind and also of finding what most brings us comfort during yoga, as well as deepens our ability to be in touch with our breath, with stretching and reaching and nurturing ourselves on all levels. I'm glad that you're with me, and I'd like to invite you to get comfortable on your mat. I sit on a cushion. You may sit on a cushion. If you'd like to, you could sit on a chair for this beginning warm-up series. It's a chair close by if you have any balance issues. So when we stand up, you might just want to know that you have a chair next to you. And I'd just like to hold up this beautiful lotus candle and let you know that the symbol of the lotus for us is opening and blossoming and holding all of the blessings close to our heart and then extending them out into the world. So we'll play a little bit with that today as well, coming home to our own heart and nurturing ourselves, and then sending all of that beautiful heart-centered self-compassion and compassion for others out into the world around us. I invite you to have a a pillow for the end of our yoga practice if you'd like to practice Shavasana. I will put on some music at the end and just give you a few minutes after we end our practice. Let's take a moment to focus and arrive. So finding your sits bones. And if you're new to yoga, those two bony protuberances, the ischial tuberosity, if you rock back and forth a little bit, you'll feel through the flesh that that bony protuberance is there on each side. And if you press into those sits bones, and as you inhale, you lift those shoulders up, back, and exhale, drop the shoulders down. This allows us to come into a sort of corded spine from the root chakra, the ischial tuberosity, the tailbone, the pelvis, all the way up through all of the chakras, all of the vertebrae of the spine, long neck, the crown of the head. And the shoulders want to, even though they like to creep up a lot because we carry a lot of tension in our shoulders. You can see that I just automatically do this whenever I put my hand on my shoulders. So join me for this movement, inhaling elbows forward and up, exhaling elbows reaching out to the side and back and down. Nice big inhale. You can look up if you want, begin to warm up the neck a little bit. You can drop the neck at the end of the exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. And then take a moment to again find your comfortable seat, feeling that you are sitting on top of a mountain and you're tall and long and strong and very supported by that mountain or the earth underneath you. Let's take a moment to go inside. You can either soften your gaze, maybe just looking at something a few feet in front of you, like the lotus candle I have here, or you can bring your hands to your heart center, gaze down at your own heart. You can also just allow your eyelids to get heavy and your eyes to softly release, looking outward, and have a sense of looking inward. So just letting the eyes soften, the gaze soften and turn inward. Begin to notice your breath coming and going without changing it, just noticing your natural breath. Our own breathing patterns are all different and unique. So notice yours, what it is right now, before we begin to bring in some of the belly breath that we use during our practice. And as you're taking these breaths, just kind of scan through your body, notice any places where you feel open in your body, where you feel really expansive and soft, maybe some places where you might feel a little closed or tense or tight, and just accepting that this is how your body is right now. And our intention is to nurture ourselves, to bring our body more into balance so that we're able to explore our own inner guidance in bringing about a yoga practice that leaves us feeling connected to ourselves and healthy and strong and alive in our bodies. If you'd like to set an intention, this is the time. I would suggest, if you don't want to set a particular intention, that together we focus on opening our heart and nurturing ourselves as our intention for today's practice. And as we do that, knowing that from our own connection to ourselves, we can send all of that beautiful heart-centered energy out to the world, all the way back around us, and bring it back to our own heart center. Allow your hands to softly rest wherever they're comfortable, palms down or palms up. We'll take a few moments to warm up the neck. So dropping on the next exhale, dropping the chin to the chest, and feel that stretch along the back of the neck. Just letting the neck release, letting the head hang heavy without any intention to go anywhere or do anything. Just a couple of breaths here, chin toward the chest, shoulders down. And then on the next inhale, gently lift the chin through the center and stretch the chin up toward the sky. Imagine the chin reaching up toward the sun. And then on the exhale, slowly releasing back down, feeling how your neck is moving, the neck muscles are getting stretched here. And then inhale once more, reaching up, and feel your whole body lengthen as you reach that chin toward the sun and stretch the front of the neck. And then exhale, come back to center. Let's inhale and exhale, letting out any sounds or sighs. And then we'll inhale and look over to one shoulder. Exhale back through the center over to the other shoulder. Back and forth a few times in your own breath. You can breathe into belly. You can breathe using your Ujjayi breath, which is a constriction at the back of the throat. Just continue to move your neck side to side, noticing the range of your breath coming and going. What is yoga without breath? It is not yoga. So breath is so crucial to us. So as we breathe, we nurture every cell, every body system. Coming back to center, inhale and exhale. Letting out a sigh. And then let's inhale in the center, exhale. Let your chin drop toward your shoulder. And inhale back to center, exhale over to the other side, chin toward the shoulder. And again, softening through the shoulders and stretching through the neck. Feeling your neck moving side to side and warming up all those neck muscles. Side to side. And then back to center, inhale. Exhale, feel how good that exhale is. Take a moment to place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, and just coming back to awareness of the breath. So as we inhale in yoga, the belly expands, the ribs expand, the chest expands for a full Ujjayi breath if your throat is constricted, or a 3-part breath. And then on the exhale, we soften at the top, press gently into the chest with our hand, press gently into the navel, and at the very end, send the navel way back toward the spine. So this is a filling up like a wave, coming in, going out. Coming in, you can even do the hand motion, filling up, and beautiful. And then let's roll those shoulders a few more times. Circle the shoulders forward, up, back, and down, letting the arms and the hands hang heavy. And then once again, let's do back to front. So press those shoulder blades toward the spine, your wings, and then bring the shoulders up, bring them forward and down. Feel the whole range of motion in that ball and socket shoulder joint. Let the shoulders initiate and take you through all the parts of the movement. Good. And then let's take a few circles here. So beginning to circle. Just little circles, taking the torso forward, side, back, and side. Notice your hips. Notice how they feel. Are they resisting this movement? Does it need to be a little smaller? Or are your hips ready to open a bit more, and you can reverse the direction? Take the circles a little more wide. Maybe coming back a little bit side, forward. You can even drop the head and neck since we've warmed up there. This nice little circling here, very soothing for the body. Where's your breath? And then pause in the center. If you haven't reversed direction, reverse the direction. Nice circles. Good. And then coming back to center. And once again, you can keep your legs crossed or you can uncross them and recross them. You can keep if your hips are tight, you can keep your feet out in front of you in a diamond shape with the soles of the feet together and just allow the knees to be comfortable where they are. So find what works for you. We're going to do a few lateral stretches now. So take a moment, find your center, inhale, shoulders roll up, back and down. Take one hand and place it at your side to support you there. Maybe you web the fingers and lift them up off the floor, or maybe your hand reaches the floor. Take the opposite arm, look at it, extend it out to the side, follow your fingers with your gaze, creating an arc or a rainbow, and stretching over to the side. Breathe and feel, and then reach up, both arms stretch toward the sun. Other hand releases toward the earth. As you stretch, you can look into the crook of your elbow, up toward the sky. You can look down, you can look straight ahead or sideways. Find what works for you and just flow. Let this be a little dance and stretch. Maybe each time go a little bit further. Back and forth. Just waking up, opening the heart center right here through the center, lifting in the chest, the Anahata chakra, heart chakra. And then let's just come back to center and just circle the arms a little bit in one direction. Stretch the fingers and then make fists and open. And then reverse the direction, this time rolling, circling the wrists. As you extend the arms out long and feel your wings getting activated, lifting up and letting them float down. Lifting those wings up a little bit further, coming all the way up above the head, palms together, and gently draw that light, that universal life force energy into your heart center. We'll do a couple seated sun salutations, reaching up strong, palms together. Draw that solar energy into your heart. And once more, reach out. Make this your biggest morning or afternoon or evening stretch. Lift up out of the hips, lift up out of the ribs, and gently draw the hands to the heart. Inhale here, and as you're ready, stretch forward with a long back, placing your hands in front of you or on a block. If you would like to use a block, this is a great time. We're going to stretch long through the back. So we're inhaling and stretching the back, exhaling and coming a little bit forward each time. Inhale, pulsing here, lifting up a little bit. Exhale, stretching out a little further, keeping the back long, the neck in line with the back. Once more up, and this time exhale, stretch as far as you can with that long spine, and then release forward, dropping the head, dropping the crown of the head toward the earth, softening, using your navel contraction, Uddiyana Bandha, to help you lift in and over. Releasing a little bit further, perhaps taking a few pulses here. Just allowing that stretch, feeling it in the hips, bringing in any micro movements that feel good to you here in this nice cobbler stretch. And then slowly inhale, uncurl your spine, walking yourself back up, hands coming up, shoulders up, back, and down. Take a moment just to pause here, maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or hands in namaste, or crossing your heart center. Connect with your own heart center. Scan through your body and notice the places where you feel that opening happening, the stretching, bringing new life force energy. Notice your mood, notice your energy. Do you feel calmer? Do you feel nurtured? If not, perhaps slowing down even a little bit more, as we go through our practice. If you do feel nurtured, just taking in all that luscious sense of self-nurturing, self-care, starting with ourselves and then extending out. Good. We're going to transition on to all fours. So you might want to have a blanket nearby if you have one available, and you could place that blanket across your mat, like so. Just finding any blanket that you have, something for your knees, and you can roll it a few times. Perfect. Good. And then coming onto all fours, placing the blanket underneath the knees, and finding yourself in what we call tabletop position here, very standard position. The fingers are spread really wide, and the weight goes into the joints of the fingers, the knuckles, the palm, and the wrist does not feel too strained. The wrist is resting comfortably. The support is coming through the whole hand, fingers, and palm. The feet, the tops of the feet are on the earth behind you. If you look between your legs, you do not see them. They're not turning in or turning out. They're right there behind the knees. So we come into alignment for the best support for our body. And then just rocking forward and back a few times here. Very gentle. Maybe inhale as you stretch. Feel your arms working a little bit here. Exhale as you float back. Maybe you go a little bit further toward child. Maybe you stretch your hands out in front of you and come just a little bit further forward. Find what feels good for you. We're just warming up the spine a little bit more. And maybe floating all the way back to child for a few breaths here. Resting your palms underneath your forehead for a little cushion. Sending the hips back toward the heels. They might not reach the heels, but we're just gesturing the hips back toward the heels, coming into child for a few breaths. Breathing into the whole back body, opening the heart. Child is very nurturing, introspective posture. Very good to come to and just breathe, calm yourself, nurture yourself at any time. And just very slowly open the arms again, place the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, feet in line with the knees. And we're going to practice some cats and cows. So first of all, we'll just wag our tail a little bit or sway side to side. So as your hip goes to one side, you look over the front shoulder on the opposite side. Just a few wagging, swaying, activating the spine. Coming into a little bit of a C curve here. Good. And then coming back to center. Find your balance, find your support. We're going to come to neutral, inhale and exhale. And then on the next inhale, we're going to drop the belly, drop the chest, and lift the chin, coming into cow. So the tailbone lifts up, the belly drops down, the shoulders drop down, the heart opens, the chin lifts. And on the exhale, we're going to do the opposite stretch for the back. Contract the navel, press that navel toward the spine, drop the chin toward the chest. Imagine your strongest, scariest cat stretch here. Big cat arching. And then we're going to melt and flow back into cow, tailbone lifts, belly drops, chest lifts, arms are strong, fingers spread wide, chin lifts, and exhale. Coming back into cat. Really press those arms into the earth, receive the support of the earth, add in any swaying movements, send the navel toward the spine so your back arches. And then take one or two more of these on your own, adding in any other natural movement that happens for you. Maybe you like to circle a little bit while you're doing the cats and cows. Maybe you like to bring in the head, neck, and shoulders, doing what feels really good for you right now. Nurturing. Good. And then coming back to neutral. And since balance is such a crucial part of what we're working on in this world today, test our balance and see what support we have or what support we need to be able to come into balance. And take our right leg, going to lift it up and stretch it behind us and press the ball of the foot and the toes into the earth and just rock back and forth a little bit. Arms strong. Focus on the mat, looking directly down in front of you. Keep the neck in line with the spine. And as you feel ready, come back to your base of support. Weight evenly distributed over the arms and the supporting leg. And on an inhale, lift that back leg, flex the foot, contracting the abdominals and lifting the navel toward the spine to support the back. Keep the neck long. Just lifting that leg, stretching it, rotating the ankle a little bit. So we flex, then we rotate, then we stretch long, flex, rotate, stretch. And then if you really want to test your balance, see how it is to maybe just lift that left hand off the floor for a brief second or a little longer. If you feel ready, you can extend it forward. You can flex the foot. Lift in the core. Breathe and feel the heat that you're building, the aliveness in your body. And then inhale, slowly bring that left hand down, right knee down, take the knees wide, toes together, knees wide, and slowly come into child for a few breaths. Rocking back and forth if you would like, making a pillow for your head if you would like, sending the hips back as far as they comfortably go. Keeping the knees safe. Moment of connection to your intention, your self-nurturing. Coming back to beginner's mind, accepting what is. And then as you feel ready, place your hands back on the mat. Slowly come up, walk your knees in underneath your hips, hands underneath the shoulders, and we'll take balancing table on the other side. So making any little organic movements to kind of shake off that first side, shaking, releasing tension. And then as you feel grounded and ready, inhale, stretch the left leg back, place the ball of the foot and spread the toes into the earth, into your mat. Keep the leg nice and long and just flow back and forward a little bit. Just preparing ourselves, feeling how you're balancing on two front arms, your bent leg, your right leg, and a little bit on your left if you're pressing it to the earth. And then pause. On the next inhale, lift that left leg, stretch it long out from the hip. It stays in line with the hip. So it doesn't go way up or out. It just stays in line with the hip for good alignment, good support. Drop the shoulders down the back, stretch the neck long, flex the foot, extend, contract in Uddiyana Bandha, the navel lock. And then as you feel ready, rotate that ankle and stretch the foot long, stretching through the arch, and then flex again, rotate, and stretch long, and then slowly, if you would like, taking the right hand, flexing the back foot again for a nice long extension, taking the right arm, reaching as if you're trying to touch something really lovely, a person, an object, a pet, just reaching forward, spreading the fingers, flexing the back foot, and then inhale, exhale, slowly place that hand down, place that knee down, and once again, coming into child, you can do wisdom, which is with legs wide open, knees wide, toes together, or you can keep your knees underneath you, And simply send your hips back toward your heels. You can even come into a little ball here, reach for your heels with your hands and use a little traction to draw the hips toward the heels. Breathe and feel. Rest for a moment in child. You can also bring your hands forward. Taking a moment to absorb the benefits of the balancing table, rocking, if that feels good to you. And coming into stillness. And as you feel ready, coming back up onto all fours, and we're preparing to have our first downward dog of the day. So we'll do this very slowly. We're going to tuck the toes under, spread the fingers wide, strong arms, strong core, and we're just going to inhale, press slowly into the feet, and lift the lower legs so they're parallel with the floor, and then very, very slowly start to lift the hips. Keep the knees bent as long as you want to or need to. Lift the hips, and then you can start to walk the feet and stretch through the legs, drop the crown of the head, let the neck be long, and just come into walking your dog. Lifting one heel as you press the other heel into the earth. Spread the toes, send the torso toward the thighs, send the hips toward the sky, eyes at the elbow, turning toward the front. Long arms, shoulders down the back. Just feel how it is to walk your dog. Big full body stretch. And then very slowly, let's rise up on the toes and the ball of the foot. Lift the hips. Come into a high stretch here as long as your body is comfortable with it. And then very slowly lower the heels. Walk the hands toward the feet, feet toward the hands. Find what feels good for you when you do that. And then we'll come into ragdoll, just to release all that effort. So cup your elbows with your palms. Let your knees be soft, a little bend. Let your head be heavy. Maybe take a moment to massage the neck and encourage the neck and head to release. Bringing the head below the heart, letting the heart lead the way in our yoga practice. Ragdoll, adding in a little sway. And then very slowly coming to stillness, taking your time, placing one hand on each foot. And as you inhale, slowly contract the navel and walk your way up your legs with your hands. One time, climbing up, uncurling the spine one vertebra at a time. Inhale, shoulders up, back, and down. And then coming into mountain. So feel the energy that you've created in your body thus far. Stand in mountain, feel your strength and your length, grace, fluidity. And let's come into Namaste, Anjali Mudra for a few breaths. Just taking a moment to pause. Sometimes the more slowly we do yoga, the more our body responds. So we'll slow down when we want to and need to. Listening to our own intuition, our own body messages about how long to do a posture, how strong, how soft. It's a discovery each time to see what we truly want and need for ourselves in our practice. So let's inhale, exhale, and release the arms. And speaking of our practice and nurturing practice and kind of coming back to beginner's mind, I just wanted to share this poem by Dana Colds about yoga. It's called Yoga. Yoga is not about the pose. It's not the alignment of toes or hips or shoulders. It's not about the form. Yoga is an invitation to explore, not a command performance. It speaks the language of the soul. In the flow of breath and motion, yoga coaxes us from the confines of the known across the silent threshold into vastness. Yoga is the union of prayer and movement, guided from inside. It is healing and the joy of saying yes to life. Breathe, relax, and feel the body receive its own truth. The seed of freedom flowers within each of us whenever we are open to what's real. I'd just like to share that poem with you as a way of encouraging you to really be your own guide in your yoga practice, your own inner teacher, and to follow my lead or the lead of other teachers to the degree that that feels comfortable to you, always coming back to your own inner wisdom to practice a pose, finish a pose, skip a pose, remembering that the inner teacher in you will guide you. So we'll take a couple standing poses and then come down for some nice cooling down postures. So let's come into tree. This would be a good place for you to have a chair if you would like. I'll bring one over so I have one. So if you have a chair or a counter or something you can touch for support, just make sure it's not moving. And you can mirror me if you'd like. So I have my chair on the side of my body. I'm going to come into mountain once again, sort of set myself up, fix my body, shake it all out. Let go of everything that I've done so far and just come back to this present moment. So press the feet into the earth, rock forward and back a little bit. Imagine growing roots down into that earth. Trees have those beautiful roots and ecological systems underneath the earth, water and dirt and soil and insects, and the roots are nurtured by all of that. So imagine we have our roots being nurtured underneath us. And then take a moment to roll the shoulders up, back and down. A little micro bend or a little softening in the knees. Never want to hyperextend the knees. Drop the tail without tilting the pelvis. Just drop the tail. Imagine that. Just smooth it down. Lift through the heart center, opening the heart. Engage Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, the pelvic lock, the root lock, and the belly lock. And it just means lifting and contracting the muscles in those areas and pressing the navels toward the spine, the navel toward the spine. So with the foot that is nearest to your source of support, and you can do this with or without support, I'll demonstrate with support on the side. Just going to shift your weight side to side a little bit and just begin to kind of let your hand register that that support is there. And then shift your weight into the leg closest to your source of support, your chair or your counter. Press the ball of the other leg, other foot into the earth. Bend the knee and then turn the hip and knee out and walk that heel toward your ankle. So you're creating this diamond shape here, triangle shape. And we're going to really imagine that the arch of our foot kind of cradles or encircles the ankle or the calf. You can bring the foot up toward the calf if you are an experienced tree poser, or if you really want to go for the gusto of a strong heart, strong grounded stretch, you can bring the foot turned out in the hip and knee, bring the foot on the upper thigh above the knee. Any of these are fine. And then see if you can find wherever you are. Maybe you can use the chair for a few breaths. Maybe you're going to bring the hands to the heart center and press that standing leg into the earth, lift through the whole body. And maybe you're going to take your branches high and reach up. And maybe you're going to sway a little bit, as I am, kind of finding your balance, losing your balance, coming in and out, shake it out. And maybe I went a little too far, too fast. I'll try that again. I'm coming back to mountain, straight ahead, grounded through the heels, the ball of the foot, the whole outer and inner edge of the foot, spreading the toes. Press that, I'm doing it on the same side, press the ball of the foot into the earth, turn the hip and knee out, walk the toes and the ball of the foot toward the standing leg ankle, and then maybe just slide it up to the calf. Opening in the hip, grounding through the standing leg, maybe just taking a moment to find your hands on your hips, and then back to your source of support. Find what works for you. Make this your tree, whether it's a strong oak or a very fluid, light, willow, whatever it might be. Just play with embodying your tree, whatever it might be. And then slowly coming up, shaking it all out. Just taking a little walk around your mat, and either taking yourself to the other side of your chair or taking your chair to the other side of you. We'll come into tree on the other side. So once again, pausing in mountain, shoulders up, back and down. Take a moment to check inside, bring your awareness to your standing legs, sway back and forth just a little bit. Some people like to do tree with starting with the feet together. I keep mine a little bit apart, about 5 or 6 inches. And I just sway so I can feel when my weight shifts from one side to the other. So when I'm ready, I'm going to shift that weight into my standing leg closest to the chair. I'm going to press and lift the arch of the opposite leg, call this the outside leg. So the knee bends, the quad lifts, the kneecap lifts, and then I take that ball of the foot and I turn the hip and knee out and bring the toes toward the ankle. It can be right on the ground with the toes on the ground and the arch cupping or cradling the ankle. You can come up a little bit more so the toes are completely off the ground, and maybe just keep the hips front, shoulders up, back and down, and then slide that foot to where you would like it to be placed for your tree, perhaps on the calf. Perhaps you keep it right on the ankle, and what you explore is, can I grow my branches with my foot on my ankle? Is my calf a better place for me? We come in and out of balance all the time throughout the day. So just playing with no judgment, just coming in and out, looking up, feeling your branches, and then slowly coming out, shaking it off. Beautiful, lovely trees. And let's take a moment to come back to center and just release tension. It's a little swaying side to side like your empty coat sleeves. Letting out any sounds. Maybe a ha, 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 ha. Letting it get smaller. Just notice how it feels for you to just release and sway. Not be doing any particular posture or shape. Just let it be your own. Just a little fluid movement exploration here. Find what feels good in your body. Move the parts of you that just naturally want to move. Maybe you imagine that you just have a big piece of clay and you're just sculpting that. Just letting your body find its own natural movement. And we can add in a few hip circles together when you feel ready. And back around the other way. You can widen stance a little bit. Big hip circles. Or little hip circles. Good. Maybe pelvis folding back. Just find what feels good. Just a natural little movement exploration. Good. And then coming back to center. Coming to mountain, softening your gaze, feeling your heartbeat, feeling yourself grounded and supported by Mother Earth. Grateful for this moment, grateful for the healing that's taking place in our country, in our world, as we recover, as we begin the process of recovery and continuing safety during this time of the virus. So let's inhale, big breath up, and let's draw that beautiful life force energy all the way down through our body, starting with our crown chakra, coming down the sides of the head, the third eye, maybe massaging the third eye a little bit, the throat, the heart, solar plexus, navel, belly chakra, root chakra, and all the way down our legs, all the way down to the earth. And then very slowly, in your own way, make your way to seated, coming to sit on your mat with your legs in front of you, bent, feet pressing into the earth. Good. Beautiful. Long spine. So we want to sit on those sits bones once more. We want to roll the shoulders up, back, and down. We want to press the balls of the feet and the heels into the earth. Spread the toes. Lift the arch. And we're going to inhale and stretch up. And exhale, just fold forward. Take a moment to wrap your arms around. Give yourself a hug. Maybe a little rock. Rocking side to side or back and forth, or making little circles. Just acknowledging, giving yourself some nurturing, maybe a little massage, feet or legs. Maybe taking a shoulder or your arm, just a little tapping, whatever feels good to you. Just self-soothing. This is called feathering, where we just take our hands and use them to feather down through our body, releasing any negative energy, tension, tightness, ears. Feather it away, feather it away. Good. And then come back to seated. We're going to slowly place one hand on either side of our hips. Maybe you need to slide forward a little bit and slowly make our way down to the earth. So using your hands or your forearms to bring yourself all the way down, coming slowly, bending the knees. Good. Just feeling the support of the earth. Walk the feet toward the buttocks a little bit. With the knees bent, spread the feet wide, toes press into the earth. Feel the back of your head pressing into the earth. Just rock the head a little bit side to side, releasing any tension or tightness, releasing anything that's ready to be released that has to do with what your mind is holding on to, thoughts or fears, worries, projections, just letting it all go. Just slowly roll your head side to side. Press the back, the whole back into the earth. Press the feet into the earth. And we'll come up into a little breathing bridge here for a nice big front body stretch and building some strength. So take a moment, press your feet into the earth. And on your next inhale, tilt the pelvis by pressing the lower back in and sacrum into the spine. And then slowly begin to lift the back off the floor. Keep your head stable and still for this part. Coming all the way up on the inhale and then slowly on the exhale, releasing one vertebra at a time like a string of pearls. Each vertebra back down to the earth. At the very end, just rock the pelvis forward a little bit. That creates a little space at the waistline. And we'll do that a few more times. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, press the sacrum, lift the pelvis, lift the lower back. Do this to whatever degree is comfortable for you. You could bring the arms and shoulders underneath the body a little bit for a little more height. You can press the hands into the earth to give yourself some support. Exhale, slowly release. Make it as slow and languid as you can, graceful and fluid. Once more, breathing bridge, breathe in and lift, create that bridge. Chin toward the chest and exhale, slow down. Oh, release, release, release. Good. And then let the knees begin to rock side to side. Preparing for our supine spinal twist. The arms are out straight from the shoulders. Palms can be up or down, whatever feels comfortable to you. Nice to have the palms up, open the shoulders. And just swaying back and forth. Noticing maybe each time the knees go a little further. And next time you go to the right, let your knees reach toward the earth. You can place a blanket or a block underneath your knees if they don't reach toward the earth. You can place one hand on your upper bent knee to support the release and stretch into the spinal twist. Feel the twist happening in the back, the lower back, the middle back. And then as you turn and gaze over your extended opposite arm, spinal twist gets its full expression here. Take a couple breaths. Imagine the internal organs getting nice and massaged. Squeezing out the toxins. And then slowly both arms out to the side again. Use your abdominals to lift both bent knees through the center and over to the other side. Both knees reaching toward the earth on the other side. Taking the hand to place on your thigh if you would like for a little extra assist or support. Stretching the opposite arm out long from the shoulder and turning and looking, gazing over that extended arm from the shoulder. And feeling the twist in the spine, knowing that's bringing about cleansing for the gut, for the internal organs, for the intestines. And bringing us to a place of beginning to soften into Shavasana on our way. Very slowly, using the abdominals, lift the knees back to the center. Place the feet on the floor. Take an integrating breath, one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Notice any sensations, notice any release. Notice any place you might still feel holding and send a healing breath. We'll bring both knees into the chest and make some circles here as if you have paintbrush on your toes and you're just painting circles on the ceiling. Again, massaging the internal organs, massaging the lower back. And as you feel ready, let this be nice and fluid. Reverse direction. Just letting out any sounds yourself. Coming back to center slowly. Taking the hands and placing them behind your thighs. Slowly lifting with bent knees, lifting the legs up toward the sky, feet toward the sky, and then drawing the knees toward the armpits. See where you can reach. Maybe it's the calves. Maybe if you lift your head and neck up a little bit, you can reach the outside of the feet or the ankles, and then place your head back down. This is our happy baby. So find your version of happy baby and rock that baby for a few breaths. Press the tailbone into the earth. If it's uncomfortable to reach for the feet, just take the ankles or the thighs. Let your spine be long, let your back rest and be supported by Mother Earth. You can open the knees a little wider and stretch them sideways and then into the armpits. Flex the feet. Do anything else that feels good to you. And then very slowly coming out of happy baby, stretch the arms and feet up toward the sky, stretch through the fingers, flex and point and rotate like we did earlier. Nurturing, nurturing, stretching. And then very slowly inhale, exhale, fold the knees in to the chest, place the feet down on the earth. Maybe there's one last stretch you would like to do. Take a moment to see if there's any organic movement or see how you would like to begin to make your way into Shavasana. And slowly do that. So taking your time to come into Shavasana, I'm going to come to seated and guide you into Shavasana. So slowly, this would be a great time to reach for your eye pillow if you have one, or to place a blanket or a bolster or a pillow underneath your legs if you're lying on your back in Shavasana. Stretching out one leg, then the other. Taking time to know that I'm here, keeping the space grounded and secure as you enter into your relaxation. I'll hold space for you so that you can nurture yourself in this most important ending pose, Shavasana. Find your most comfortable Shavasana on your back, your side, your belly, whatever is comfortable for you. Begin to settle into the earth. Imagine that you're just being cradled by Mother Earth and that you're lying in a beautiful field of grass or on a beach. Create your own sense of sanctuary for your Shavasana. Allow your breath to soften and become whatever it naturally is. No effort. Just allowing your breath and your body to breathe and soften, to feel this moment of tranquility entering into you. Drawing breath up from the earth through the soles of the feet, tops of the feet. Letting this breath be whatever color is nurturing for you or whatever image works for you. Drawing prana, fresh breath, up through the legs. Let this glowing color or sensation travel up through the lower legs, circling around the knees, up through the upper legs, front, back, sides, just penetrating all the muscle, tissue, bone, the body systems, cells. Drawing this prana up into the pelvis, buttocks, hips, belly, lower back. And each breath that you draw up from the earth creates a sense of calm and nurturing in your body. Let that fluid, let that color travel up into the middle chest, the middle back, the heart center, encircling the heart center, perhaps calling to mind that green of the Anahata, emerald green circling around the heart. And then let this emerald green begin to emanate all through the chest, the back, up into the shoulders, slowly with each breath, traveling down the arms to each fingertip, up into the neck, back of the head, sides of the head, top of the head to the crown chakra, and let that green light from Anahata chakra, from the heart chakra, just send itself up into the universe, flooding the universe with loving kindness from you out to others, close and far, particularly those who may be in any way affected by the virus. whether they be working or healing. And then bring your awareness to your face. Let the whole face soften. Allow that third eye in between your two eyes. Picture a triangle. Beautiful lavender light. Bringing you to awareness of your inner wisdom, your inner healer. Let the eyelids be heavy, cheeks soft, chin released, jaw soft, tongue resting in the mouth. And then take a few moments to send healing light or energy to any other place in your body that is calling for it. Knowing that by nurturing yourself and coming back to a place of self-awareness, you were able then to share that, take that out into the world. At a time when our world is in so much need of healing light, energy, compassion, knowing that you are contributing to that. And then as you feel ready, slowly begin to wiggle fingers and toes, taking your time to wake up. Stretch long, maybe hands up over the head, on the floor, legs long. Just find your own way of stretching and awakening, rolling side to side. And beginning to rock side to side if you haven't already, bending the knees, bringing them in towards the chest. Rocking a little bit more, maybe rolling your head side to side, and then slowly finding your way to one side, whichever is your most comfortable side, with bent knees, coming into embryo on our way back to our seated posture, our easy seat. Pausing here to acknowledge your yoga practice, your willingness to come to a place of stillness and quiet, internal awareness to nurture yourself, to create health, wealth, well-being within yourself. And then very, very slowly, as you feel ready, lifting yourself up using one hand underneath and then the other underneath the shoulders. Coming back to seated, taking your time, letting your gaze be soft. Coming to sit with both sits bones pressing into the earth. Coming back to where we started. Finding your comfortable seat for a few more breaths. And as you breathe, allow your breath to be just what it is in this moment. Free-flowing, unrestricted. Remembering that this breath is the breath that nurtures us. When we slow down, we breathe more deeply and fully. And I'll close with this poem called Breath of Life. I breathe in all that is, awareness expanding to take everything in, as if my heart beats the world into being. From the unnamed vastness beneath the mind, I breathe my way to wholeness and healing. Inhalation, exhalation. Each breath a yes and a letting go, a journey and a coming home. Thank you very much for joining me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. May we all heal May those who are suffering become free of suffering and recover. May those who have had losses find a way through the loss into the light. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you for joining. All right. 1 hour and